The real reason for the Cody Rhodes injury angle from Saturday night's main event has been revealed. Plus, future Winged Eagle title plans may have been revealed as well. And a title match has been announced for New Japan and AEW Wrestle Dynasty. Saturday night's main event has come and gone. I got pangs of nostalgia throughout. I've very much enjoyed the whole experience.
I enjoyed it. I'm slightly too young. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
If they'd made it all gritty with a million swerves, then I would have had pangs of nostalgia and title reigns that lasted a day or less.
Well, the Werther's original generation, like myself, thought it was fantastic. And the closing segment saw Cody raising the belt aloft, and then we all went to sleep until we found out the next day that it all kicked off afterwards. And there's Kevin Owens hitting Cody Rhodes with a package pile driver, Cody being stretchered away, Kev getting into a pushing contest with Triple H, Kev stealing the Winged Eagle title. There's a reason for all of this. There's a method behind the madness, isn't there, Jack?
There is, but first, should we read WWE's official injury update?
Oh, yes, injury update.
Injury
update.
WWE.com's offered an injury update on Cody Rhodes after, as Tom mentioned, he was stretched out on Saturday night's main event after the package pile driver. It says, earlier today, it was confirmed that Cody Rhodes suffered cervical swelling and was kept overnight at a local hospital for observation. Whilst x-rays were negative for a fracture, Rhodes has been officially diagnosed with an axial compression of the central spine, of the cervical spine, as well as a cervical strain with spasm.
Very shocking word there. Hospital.
Yes, they never used that.
No.
Wow.
What are they thinking?
Before we get into the reason for it, I don't mind this because it ties in with the old schoolness of it. This is the sort of attack that you might not necessarily have seen on TV back in the day, and you might have had to hear from the next week when they go, well, there was something shocking happened after the show last. I quite like it.
No, I liked it as well. I'm not against it. And I think with that as well, like it happening off camera, I kind of went, well, bear in mind that this is WWE introducing itself to a new audience, which I thought they did excellently in terms of explaining what all the little storyline elements were as we went through. So I thought it was really good if you're trying to bring a new audience in. But then having the final shot being the champion holding up that vintage WWE title was a nice way to end it. And then doing it off camera allows for story to be told afterwards.
I guess also that it to new audiences maybe who are gearing up for this Netflix launch and everything, it might even make Kevin Owens seem like a super villain. Like, this is beyond. This isn't fair. You're not allowed to do this. This is a heinous, shocking attack after the show. So yeah, I think it's good.
So behind the scenes on this one, so why did this all happen? Is there a legitimate injury? Is there some sort of storyline thing going on? Fightful reports that WWE have been doing these double tapings ahead of the Christmas break. So we're going to get the last show. I think this week we've got the last Raw for the year, and then we've got NXT, and then there's a taping of NXT this week as well. So on Friday there was a double taping of SmackDown. This obviously creates a bit of a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey issue because it means that you're taping next week's SmackDown before Saturday night's main event has aired.
Okay.
So this was a very creative response to that issue by having Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens unable to film anything for SmackDown for the following week. What it meant is that they could have something that legitimately gives a reason for them not being in front of the cameras next week. Cody being obviously injured and taken off of TV. They'll do an update on him for next week. And then Kevin Owens apparently is scheduled, according to Fightful Select, to do a promo for SmackDown this Friday. So this was just a creative way of getting around the fact that you don't want to give away what's happening at Saturday night's main event on the SmackDown before.
I think it makes perfect sense. I remember we shot things out of order once in WCPW and it confused us mightily because we had the World Cup tournament, and then after the final, Joe Hendry jumped the ring and smashed up the trophy. But then we'd shot the TV episode following that before it had actually happened. So the GM comes out and goes, Joe Hendry, get the F out of my ring. And the crowd are all going, yeah. But we were all sat there going, why is he so angry at him? He's not done anything yet. Then we had to remind ourselves, oh, he's going to be naughty tomorrow. So yeah.
All is revealed. Thank you to Fightful Select for that report as well. One of the key bits from the segment that we had off screen was Kevin Owens taking the Winged Eagle WWE title. He shared a photo of himself on Twitter holding the belt saying, mine now.
Does this mean then that it'll be around a bit longer than just one night only?
This suggests that Kev has just taken ownership of the Winged Eagle belt now. And he's just going to go, well, this is my belt now.
That's fair.
Mine now, thank you. Until presumably Cody Rhodes maybe beats him and then legitimately takes it back.
Didn't they have like a Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon 2-belt situation?
Oh, that'd be
Something
nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be old school as well. They could do a speed run through WWE history. This could be new generation. And then they could face each other in like a buried alive match for the Attitude Era or something.
Just do them all. Do them all in one night. The Spirits did it all in one night. So I think because originally the plan was just going to be Cody could only have that belt, like you said, for one night only. One night only. But this is going to keep the Winged Eagle belt on TV for the next couple of weeks by the looks of things.
Presumably, yeah, I hope so as well, because it was bloody nice to see it as well.
It was very nice. I was so happy to see it. In fact, coming soon to the Cultaholic YouTube channel, everything you ever needed to know about the WWE Winged Eagle Championship.
Ooh.
It's as a bit of a belt pervert that I am, I wanted a nice excuse to talk about my favourite. So watch out for that on the YouTube channel very soon. There was some concern about Liv Morgan coming out of Saturday night's main event, wasn't there?
Yeah, she defended her title against Io Sky on Saturday night's main event, and there was concern that she'd had her nose broken during the match. PW Insider, though, have reported that thankfully that is not the case, and Fightful Select have added that it's believed that the blood on her was a result of a piercing as opposed to a broken nose. I'm always baffled when wrestlers are braver than me, inherently, by nature anyway, but so many of them wrestle with piercings. I just think, oh, careful. It was always told in PE, take your piercings out before we play volleyball or whatever.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
But that knee to the face looked like it should have shattered 1,000 memories of noses.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a legitimate broken nose. And I wouldn't have, it's not saying like Io's a terrible worker or anything. It's just wrestling. These things unfortunately do happen. But thankfully, it seems to have been a slightly less severe injury.
There was another injury near miss in that world title match, wasn't there?
The step spot with Gunther and Damian Priest, and Finn Balor was in the match as well, of course, but the spot in question was when Gunther went to powerbomb Priest on the ring steps. I think as he lifted him from the underhook position, his heels clipped the steps.
Yeah.
And it meant that Gunther sort of nearly dropped him on his head. It would have been like an inadvertent pile driver onto the ring steps. But then because Gunther's just such a man, he managed to stop his momentum with Priest, held him in midair, deadlifted him up, and completed the move. And it even made it feel a bit more real and a bit more better.
Yeah.
But it was a very scary moment there.
Corey Brennan of Fightful Select says that Gunther received significant praise backstage for saving that spot and avoiding injury as well. And yeah, because you think about the way that went down, had somebody been in there with not as much strength and not as much as control as a guy like Gunther, it would have been a flipping spike pile driver onto the floor.
It could well have been, yeah, it would have been disastrous.
But a really fun match between those three that was had as well. Let's look last night's New Japan Strong Style Evolved event, and we saw the Young Bucks popping up for the first time in a bit.
Yes, this came after the match between the team of Jack Perry and Konosuke Takeshita, defeating the team of Shingo Takagi and Yota Tsuji in controversial low blow assisted fashion. After the match, Takagi attacked Jack Perry, but Takeshita joined in, leading to a 2-on-1 beatdown. Hiromu Takahashi ran in to even the odds, only to be blindsided by a super kick from the Young Bucks. However, this is where it gets very interesting. This is all kind of building to January 4th and January 5th, Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. But the interesting thing for just AEW fans in particular is that Perry appeared unimpressed by the Bucks' interference and just shunned them and walked past them, heading backstage. Trouble in Paradise, the Elite. Ooh. Well, it looks, I'm sorry to be stirring the pot there, but it looks very much like it.
Who do we think is the Great O'Khan's mystery partner in this? I can't see it being Kenny Omega, despite the...
No.
I think Kenny's on a collision course with Gabe Kidd.
Yeah, very much. And also... he seems to be a lovely babyface at the minute.
Exactly.
Great O'Khan's a scary man.
And I can't see Ibushi fitting in with that Great O'Khan mix as well.
No, I'm trying to remember what Hiroshi Tanahashi's doing on the show. I think he already is booked for something, but he's obviously... There's been so much speculation recently of him retiring soon. That doesn't seem like a retirement match, just a last-minute mystery partner.
Unless it's Hiromu Takahashi, who did run in.
Well, it could be Hiromu Takahashi, but he's wrestling Naito. That's on the 4th. What's going on the 5th? I need to get my cards straight with these two shows.
Let us know in the comments who you think's doing what. We can confirm that Mercedes Moné will be in action at Wrestle Dynasty. There's the dance. There's the CEO. CEO. She's set to face Mina Shirakawa for the New Japan Strong Women's title and Mina's Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's title as well.
Oh,
I know.
There's no way.
No way,
Imagine
surely.
that. Imagine Mercedes in the copper box with the belt.
They call it the gold box with shoes going in there. All right, kids.
If both belts are on the line, that really screams non-finish to me there.
It does scream non-finish.
But no, it would still be a very exciting match. I think Mina's been on a great run of form. Her match with Mariah May was very good as well, so it's very exciting.
It was made official last night after Monet successfully defended her belt against Hazuki, and then Mina Shirakawa came out for the confrontation, and they even did a little dance to mark the occasion. It's some lovely... What I've learned from watching that video, I think is what a lot of people have learned, is that Mina Shirakawa has got far better moves than Mercedes Moné. I think Mina Shirakawa, she's taken Daniel Garcia's dance because she's better at it than Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
I think she may take the CEO dance as well.
She's just like Shang Tsung collecting all of the moves from everybody.
She is the Shang Tsung of fly wrestling dance moves.
Yes.
And we support you with it as well. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.
I had to dig deep for that Mortal Kombat reference.
I liked it though.
Thank you.
Friendship.